It's all about quality and quantity on Brewsday Tuesday. Here's DreZ and Big Nate.
Brewsday Tuesday once again, right here on 105.3 The Bear, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store in downtown Blacksburg. I just popped a beer. So did Nate. I told you not to look at the label. Do you have an idea? Just maybe
not
from
at all.
the song.
Like
I mean,
I've made sure to try and not predict.
well, I'll give you a hint. The beer is called Everybody Wants Some. And you can describe the label. I'll leave it to you.
So it's a DIPA and 8.0 ABV. And well, it I can't tell if these are supposed to be testicles playing the Van Halen instruments.
Is that where your head went?
It is. Could also be pancakes. Of course, you got one that has Michael Anthony's Jack Daniels bass. You've got one that's got Eddie's guitar, and I mean they didn't go like a David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar route with the vocalist. It's just a nutsack pancake with a microphone.
I like that, the nutsack pancake,
and brewed with Citra hops. And he's got me vuelto loco, amigos. Everybody wants some. A rotating single hop DIPA is the only acceptable response to the call of DLR era Van Halen and 80s cult classic movies. A giant teddy bear bigger than you sounds great. No, it really does sound good. But look, Beth, I gotta go. The Christmas tree is on fire.
Oh. Who farted knocks it out of the park again.
That'll make the door.
I just
for the phrase nut sack pancake.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got the nutsack.
Can you tell if you're watching on video? Tell me what these are supposed to be.
That was why I didn't want to try and describe it. I wanted your take on it. See, the thing is,
what do you think they are?
They look like, I mean, I wouldn't go nutsack because it's just like a singular circle. If you kind of had the double.
Well, I think it's the side profile of the nutsack.
Oh, because then it looks like a twofer.
Around, yeah. And that's what makes me think it's either a pancake and it's flat, or they're trying to give the depth to the other testicle.
I don't know. I mean, Van Halen did have some balls, so
that's what I'm saying. So like, and who knows with whoever does their label. The Key Bump in the Snow on my door is still one of my all-time favorites.
That one's definitely good. So there you go. Another hoof-hearted, awesome label, and I would imagine beer, because they definitely do that too. So I have Toppling Goliath Brewing Company. If you're not familiar with Toppling Goliath, they're actually out of Decorah. What's IA? The Iowa? Decorah, Iowa. And this is the Cages Castles Double IPA, made with Strata, Nelson Sauvin, Citra, and Mosaic hops. They also have quite an interesting label here. It's like I guess it's a golf course with a bunch of different things. So hole 5, we got a pyramid. Hole 6 is a Mustang. Hole 7, it looks like a 747 or something. Yeah, you got Burning Man, I'm guessing, right there on hole 4. We got the moon on hole 3. Hole 1, it's just like a burning skull. So yeah, it's pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie. And it says this DIPA is more action-packed. Is that what it's going for? Yeah, the
Cages Castles, Nicolas Cage. That's the Wicker Man.
So these are all different. Okay.
I don't know what the Mustang is, but the Flaming Skulls Ghost Rider.
The Mustang, it's Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh,
the Mustang is yeah. There we go. So we got some fangs. Who was it? Oh, that terrible
Renfield.
Was that? I didn't watch
the most recent one.
Well, he was like, and it was a terrible good.
I actually enjoyed it. It was like a direct sequel to the original Dracula.
We got glasses and 4 aces. So that must be Leaving Las Vegas, right? What would be the moon?
I don't know.
Nick Cage. Ghost Rider is hole 1 with the skull and the flames. And
Con Air reference.
Con Air is the plane. There's some little green sphere there.
All right, that label might have to go somewhere too. That is beautiful.
That's a pretty badass label. Okay, but by the way, back to the thing. The Dippa is more action packed than a car heist, more mysterious than a treasure hunt. Oh, so there must be a
the pyramids.
Yeah,
What the hell's that one called?
National Treasure.
Yeah, National Treasure.
It's a great man. I gotta watch that
Very
again.
good series.
Those are really good. Was there 3 of those or just 2?
Well, there were 2 movies and then a TV series, and I mean, when I say TV series, it's streaming. It's not bad.
I haven't watched that. Is Nick Cage in it?
No,
I didn't think so.
No, they can't afford him.
Yeah. All right. So more mysterious than a treasure hunt, and twice as enchanting as a full moon over New York City. So what is that?
That's the only one I think I don't get.
I mean, that's pretty bad. I feel like we should get it. Just watch out for the bees. There you go. That's the Wicker Man reference there. Unfiltered beer sediment is normal, and you should love it and drink it. What's the Nick Cage with the full moon over New York City? I'm gonna have to Google this. Obviously, it's something I haven't seen, but I still probably should get the reference.
Was he in a werewolf in New York City movie that I don't know about? Because that would be like peak Nick Cage. I'm a werewolf, but
Moonstruck. Is that what we're going for?
I've never seen Moonstruck.
With Cher?
And that's probably why I've never seen Moonstruck.
It also came out in 1987, so it's an old one. An oldie but a goodie, I'm sure.
They could have done a Raising Arizona reference instead.
Yeah, I think I've not seen Moonstruck, so that's why I did not get that reference. Sorry to everybody that was probably yelling at me of what the moon would be. Obviously, I probably wasn't born yet.
I mean, do you like Nick Cage movies?
I do. I mean, pretty much all of these that I have seen, I like. Con Air's great. Gone in 60 Seconds. National Treasure. I mean, Leaving Las Vegas, and I think those are it. The rest of them are probably pretty terrible, aren't they? Well, I know that they.
Have you not seen Con Air?
Yeah, I said Con Air.
Oh, did you say Con Air? Okay.
I haven't seen the other ones though.
Renfield was really entertaining. It's. I mean, if you're looking,
is that a kids movie? What's Renfield?
It's the vampire one where.
Yeah, but what happens in it? I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I mean, essentially, Renfield plays Dracula, but it's all about Renfield, who is Dracula's assistant. So he's going to his assistant's going to all these support group meetings for people who deal with abusive
spouses.
Oh, spouses. But he's treating it like he's married to Dracula. And essentially what it comes down to is he originally landed in this meeting because he was looking for desperate souls to bring to Dracula for him to eat. And then Renfield ends up fighting with Dracula. It's really someone was high in the involvement of writing the script and the storyboards, but it's entertaining. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'd watch it again.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, honestly, and they got it on there. I think my favorite Nick Cage movie is probably Gone in 60 Seconds. I really like that movie. I know it's a remake, and most people haven't seen the first one, which is not surprising. It was a pretty terrible movie, but the first one, pretty sure, still holds the world record of longest car chase scene. So you haven't seen the original one, right?
I have.
You have? Okay, so you know. So for those that don't know, Gone in 60 Seconds, the remake with Nick Cage, he's trying to get Eleanor, and that's the last car on the list or whatever. And then there's that final chase scene where he's trying to get away in Eleanor. Well, in the original, that was half the movie. I think it was a 45-minute chase scene. And it was pretty badass. I'm not going to lie. I mean, that's the only reason to watch the first one. The rest of it's just terrible, old school, bad. I guess, was it 60s or 70s acting? Must have been 70s. Yeah. And, but Gone in 60 Seconds, I like that one. Maybe it's nostalgic or something. It probably doesn't hold up as good as I remember it, or the candle I have in it, but some cool cars, some great actors. You got Go ahead.
I think Wicker Man's underappreciated. A lot of people joke about it, but it's a horrifying story.
Well, I haven't seen it. I just know the bees, not the bees. I
mean, Nicolas Cage definitely, if you don't give him full direction as to what he should be doing, he will overact the hell out of his scene. But yeah, I mean, let's keep in mind that Cage is not his real last name; it's Coppola.
And
everyone's entitled to a bad movie once or twice, like Godfather Part 3.
Yeah, well, Nick Cage has been in quite a few.
He's prolific.
However, I do feel like they're missing something. I feel like there's definitely another Nick Cage movie that I really like that's not on. The Rock. That was
Sean Connery, another
yeah,
great
you
one.
gotta like Sean Connery, right?
Face Off with Travolta.
Travolta. Yeah, I don't know. Was that really that good? Or
No.
was it just kind of
No, but it's iconic strictly because of the I want to take his face off.
Yeah. This other one that pops up for him being Next. I don't remember Next. 2007. I don't really remember that one at all.
The name sounds familiar, but I haven't seen it.
Let's see. Nick Cage. Nick Cage. He's done a little this, a little that, but I know that there's at least one more that I'm forgetting that's solid in the world of Nick Cage. I mean, oh gosh, he has been. I mean, the Ghost Rider. I mean, I don't think I saw it.
Oh, you got Sam Elliott
to see him.
Nick Cage. It's a great action movie.
You remember Knowing? Bangkok Dangerous. Oh man, there's your Wicker Man. Oh, the Weatherman, Lord of War. All right,
Lord of War. The Weatherman was good.
The Family Man, Snake Eyes, City of Angels. Here we go. Now we're getting to this some of the better stuff. You got Leaving Las Vegas. You got The Rock, Kiss of Death, Honeymoon in Vegas. He's got a couple of Vegas movies, doesn't he? There
loves Vegas.
There's the Moonstruck, but yeah, all right. I mean, Nick Cage, he's been in a couple movies. I guess they got the big ones on there, but yeah, still haven't seen Moonstruck. I haven't seen half of them really.
Haven't seen Next, and I know there's some like earlier on in his youth that I've not seen either.
There's also a guy parachuting in. I'm not too sure what that might be a reference to. I don't know. It's not on a hole on the golf course. But
we're gonna have to do some research, and before next week, we're gonna have to make sure we watch every movie.
Every Nick Cage, his whole entire catalog.
No, that's on the can.
Oh, on the can. Oh, well, that'll be tricky.
His catalog, so like we won't have enough time.
Or I mean, it's also, I mean, in this day and age where you don't have a video store, if it's not on whatever streaming services you might have access to, chances are you're not watching it.
Also true.
That's just
devastating.
The world we live in these days, where you can't just go to your local Blockbuster and hope you get a deal.
I miss
on the old
days of the video rental store, but I did love when the one down the street from here finally like went out of business and they had their like clearance sale. Oh, so many DVDs for like a ridiculous price.
Well, I know that Best Buy said that they were going to stop carrying DVDs, and I've been meaning to get over there because I would imagine they're going to have a killer sale as well. But maybe
imagine if you live in the rural Midwest where like you've got satellite internet as your connection and streaming's not a great option for you. How badly does that suck?
Well, not only that, but I know Netflix finally did away with their disc stuff. They were still doing the disc in the mail, which I don't know what happened with that. What are they doing with all those? Because they must have millions.
Whatever people had out,
they just got to keep.
They got to keep.
So was it too late? It's done now, right? Can I sign up and just order a bunch of stuff and then just keep it?
From what I understand, yeah, it's done now, so you wouldn't be able to do that. But from what I understand, their plan is to do like a physical brick and mortar stores across the country to sell Netflix merch, but also offload some of those DVDs they still have in their inventory.
Actual brick and mortar, or like pop-up temporary kind of things.
They're acting like it's brick and mortar. So I assume
we're just going back in time. Like
they
put all the video stores out of business to just open up video stores.
That is the most effective way to corner a market. You put everyone else out of business. I mean,
well, the thing is the nostalgia,
it's the Walmart model.
The nostalgia factor of it is great. Like I do feel bad for the younger generation that will never know the excitement of going to the video store and going to rent movies. Like it's all at your own fingertips. It's not cool anymore. It's not exciting.
No, there was a distinct. My go-to of choice was the Blockbuster, and you'd always go in. You'd pick your movie, and if your parents were feeling particularly generous or you were particularly good that week, they might let you buy some. You remember the
candy or
the Butterfinger bites? What were they called with Bart Simpson on them? I don't
BBs,
know.
Butterfinger BBs.
BBs.
Yeah,
and You can go home and watch like 3 or 4 movies in a night and then inevitably forget and return them too late. And then you have a late fee the next time. And it's,
yeah.
Don't do that again. I'm 7. I can't drive.
And it's funny. It would always take, because parents, they'd look at the rating. They wouldn't really pay attention to what the movie was. And once they realized we were renting the same movies over and over again, that's finally when they were like, all right, we need to just like get them this. So they stop. We're spending like, $2 or $3 every time. It's like we could have bought this movie 5 rentals ago by now. But man, I do miss those. But I like to think of my basement as its own blockbuster, I guess at this point. I don't even know how many movies I have.
Now, do you collect VHS?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, I have some, but I don't collect them.
Apparently, like, bought several copies of like every VHS cassette that was available to him online. And everyone was like criticizing him for it. Like, this is a really dumb decision. Why would you do this? He spent like, I mean, it was many thousands of dollars.
But like that was when they were cheap.
Exactly. And the inflation rate on it, like, his investment has just only gone up, like,
of course,
exponentially.
As long as they actually, but the problem is just like with cassettes, they, don't last or whatever. You know, they're gonna, deplete.
His caveat to it was it had to still be like in the original shrink wrap or
the brand new. Okay, so, yeah, that's definitely gonna be worth some money. I heard it. I think that if you have like an OG, Back to the Future and stuff like that, still like that's definitely worth some money. But we digress. Let's go ahead and untap these beers, man. How you feeling with that double IPA you got right there from good old Hoof Hearted?
Not my favorite label of theirs, but I do love it. 8%. It's delicious. Hoof Hearted doesn't, I think, from everything I've experienced, make a bad beer. I'll go ahead and, on the whole, give it a 5.
5. Solid. There you go. From Goliath Brewing Company. Toppling Goliath, which, by the way, I got a couple other beers from these guys that are sours. They've done some pretty gnarly sours, so we'll probably tackle them here in a future show. But I definitely love the label and the theme with it, and the beer is not disappointing as well. It's a double IPA. Did I even say 7.8%? So it's pretty good. It's got everything that you want, man. Great lacing, nice hearty body. Another great beer, man. Maybe not quite a 5. I'll give it a 4.75. Pretty good stuff. All right, well, that's a wrap on Brewsday Tuesday. Next week we'll be drinking more beers right here on 105.3 The Bear. Our own JT finally back. I know we had basketball last night, so who knows? Maybe he'll tell you a little bit about his Puerto Rico trip.
He didn't bring me a T-shirt or anything.
Nothing. But either way, give him some crap. Call the Bear Lines and tease JT. But he's going to be playing tunes for you right here on 105.3 The Bear. Stick around.